Guys, of course, we have been following this pretty closely. One of our recent videos, we were discussing about Donald Trump going on to sort of ban third world migration to the United States. This was obviously in the aftermath of that lunatic from Afghanistan that shot 2 National Guards. One of those, of course, dying, unfortunately. And since then, of course, he's gone ham. He's gone ham on third world. He suspended all sort of Afghan migrants from coming in, but he's gone further and faster. He has gone on a rampage with regard to Somalians, and now he is sort of cancelling the green card for a load of different countries, third world countries, which we're going to get to in a moment. But let's go on to this video quickly straight away as he sort of goes no holds barred on Somalia. Have a watch.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks. And we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
That is brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. My goodness me.
I've seen a bit of a change of tune from Trump recently, you know, especially in this past week. He is not holding back. You know, starting with calling Tim Walz a retard, and then now he's saying that, you know, they're from a garbage country, none of them work. He is saying what we are thinking, right? What everyone is thinking. Honestly, it is absolutely legendary. And obviously, it doesn't stop there. Obviously, he stopped the green cards and citizenship for people from the following countries. Now, let me just read out this list as it's quite extensive. Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela.
Okay, some of those pronunciations were horrific, but we get the point. He said Laos.
Oof, Jesus. You can tell my geography
I'm joking.
isn't.
I'm not that guy, but that was funny. To be fair, the comments will probably pick you up on that, lad.
I mean, you've already done it, right?
I'm always getting picked up all the time for my pronunciation. It's been in the game for a long time. They always correct me every single freaking day. So I have to practice. But yeah, good effort though. But yeah, as you said, the point there is that, my goodness me, that's a shit ton of countries. And actually, if you're looking at it from the perspective of what we're currently dealing with as a country as well, scrapping any citizenship for any of those would make the country a better place, would it? Overnight.
100%. I mean, look, these are pretty horrible places to begin with. You know, you have to realize that when you inherit the people of the country, you inherit the values of that country as well. And as Trump said, you know, it's a shithole, Somalia. For lack of a better expression.
The people are garbage. That was like, what? We don't want them. And why does he have to take them? That's the thing that I don't get. Like, there's a lot of politically correct on the left. The Democrats are in absolute meltdown over this. Of course they are. Everyone on the left wing is in meltdown over this, saying, He can't say that, but why can't he say that? Like, why is he not allowed to say that?
Exactly.
Why does it become a point where you can't say that you don't want people from those countries into your country? Why is this such an issue?
But you know what? He spoke on a really key stat there. It's 88% of the Somalians in Minneapolis are on welfare. Well, we have similar statistics in the UK. I think it's about 71% of Somalians that come here to this country end up in social housing and on welfare. We're dealing with the same problems, yet we don't have the same reaction to them problems. I think I want to see him go further. You know, there's still a lot of countries he missed off that list, in my opinion.
Like
India, Pakistan,
yeah,
Iraq. Pretty sure Iraq.
Why are those ones not on there? That's the truth. So why is it these following countries? Why is it?
Well,
is it just the start? But what is the what?
I think firstly they're low-hanging fruit, right? And he's probably referencing sort of crime statistics and welfare statistics from the US and seeing what countries are taking the highest amount of welfare, producing the lowest amount for the economies. I guess these countries are the lowest hanging fruit. It's all about sort of ridding these sort of bottom layers of society, the sort of rock bottom. And yeah, I think he's done pretty well there. Obviously, the list could be a lot more expansive, especially with the UK. You know, we take the majority of our refugees from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
nothing's
sort of
going on there, is there?
Well, no, nothing's going on. But you know, the foreign secretary is Pakistani.
Yeah.
So you can never imagine her closing the door to her relatives.
Yeah,
that would just never happen.
Yeah.
As it'd be a betrayal of her sort of priorities and her pledges to her home country, really. But yeah, obviously Trump doesn't have them same sort of loyalties, especially to Laos.
He doesn't care whatsoever. That's the thing. Like, and the thing is that he's saying things that actual people are genuinely thinking in their mind, and overnight, you know, if they manage to get rid of all of those, revoke all those citizenships of the people that are there from those countries, the place would be a better place, and the country would save a lot of money. But people just don't want to speak about that.
No, because they say it's racist, right? Because they're equating the fact that he's doing this because of their skin color. No, it's nothing to do with their skin color. Because, you know, from what I've understood there, he's done Southeast Asian countries or Middle Eastern countries as well as African countries. In that whole thing. And he's also done Venezuela.
I think it's definitely based on statistics. So he's obviously done, like, as you said, with the Somalia, like the 88%. He's obviously looked at that and said, well, which people aren't contributing to the country, let's just get rid of those. And then that's how it's kind of went on. But Marco Rubio yesterday as well sent a clear warning to Britain and Europe as well, basically saying no country is safe if you can just walk in without us knowing who you are. Let's have a watch of this clip quick.
And I can go down the list. Why has he focused on mass migration? It's very simple, because no country is safe if you can just walk in without us knowing who you are into your country. We've seen the destruction that's wreaking, not just in our own country, but the impact that it's having in Europe and in many other parts of the world. You talk about trade deals and the trade situation, and I can go down the...
So yeah, obviously, shout out to Keir Starmer there, because, I mean, indirectly, that's who they're talking about there, exactly. And a lot of places in Europe. And again, if we actually were a little like our sort of allies, our closest ally, then the country would be a great place. You know, all Keir Starmer needs to do is take a leaf out of Trump's book, and all of a sudden he will go from the most unpopular man in the United Kingdom to the most popular man in the United Kingdom. Yeah, it's pretty easy for him, I think.
I think there's such low-hanging fruit when it comes to this, right? There is no division when you just take principled stances on immigration. This is what the public want. They want common sense immigration laws to be, enforced in our country. We're not asking for much. We're not asking for the world. To be fair, I think there's more of a chance of pigs flying than Keir Starmer banning or doing sort of block wave bans like Trump is right now. But obviously the Minneapolis mayor has responded in pretty damning fashion. So he made a statement, about 12 hours ago actually, saying that he will not cooperate with ICE. So we can have a look at this.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities. And so, to our Somali community, Daman Shabka, Somalied Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Kuji Janilahai, Waan, Ku Gereb, Taganahan.
So he's not going to be cooperating, basically.
No, he's not.
He said that, but when Madani did the same thing. He said the same thing, and then Trump said, "Well, I'll arrest him too."
Exactly. Good luck. That's all I'm going to say to these people who actually oppose federal enforcement of immigration. Good bloody luck, because you're going to need it. You know, Gavin Newsom's California it's tried as much as it can to be a sanctuary state. It's what they call themselves, you know, and it's not working for them, you know. Obviously, that resulted in the LA riots. You know, that they enforced the federal guard on the LA riots. You know, it's just, you're just not going to win. It's a battle that you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And especially bending the knee to the Somalian community by speaking their own language in America is so wet, man. It's such a limp-wristed approach to the whole scenario.
Oh, we've seen that with the West Midlands Police in the UK as well.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking like Punjabi or Arabic or whatever it was, and addressing them in a similar manner, actually, when it was the riots were happening in the UK.
Yeah. There was like 5 or 6 sort of, you know, Arab men behind him. It looked like that one picture. You know the picture I'm on about.
I do.
Oh, if you know, you know.
Yeah. There was also another thing that was announced yesterday, which is actually quite interesting from an economic standpoint. Essentially, Trump just announced that he expects that income tax to be abolished soon inside the United States.
And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay, because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous, that you're not going to have income tax to pay. Whether you get rid of it or just keep it around for fun or have it really low, much lower than it is now, but you won't be paying income tax. We've slashed $1 trillion.
You see that bit at the end there? We've slashed $1 trillion.
Yeah, that'd be off with the Doge effort off their expenditure, because they spend about $5 or $6 trillion a year.
Yeah.
So that's like 20% down in federal payments.
But yeah, that would be. I mean, we talk about like the UAE, and that doesn't have income tax, and we're seeing all the sort of world's creatives go out to the UAE, and that place is thriving at this moment in time. Imagine the United States abolished the income tax.
Wow. I think it's one step to a real bright future. And really, the whole situation about income tax kind of became quite fraudulent, especially in 1913 with the creation of the Federal Reserve. And income tax has always been a sort of creeping tax. It's always gone up. It's never gone down, you know. And really, Trump's whole economic plan was devised from how the United States used to operate pre-1913, where, again, they would take the majority of their income for the federal government via tariffs. And this is his whole thing. Like, you're shifting the tariff, they're shifting the payments from the workers of the companies to the companies themselves. But also, there'll be more free money in the economy, right, if you don't have federal income taxes. So I think, you know, and what you said about Saudi as well, obviously they're a resource-rich company. Yeah, UAE. Resource-rich company, right? Country. And they have obviously like the sort of governmental wealth funds.
Yeah, oil and stuff as well, right?
Of course, yeah. You know, we are rich as well. The UK is a rich country in terms of the oil reserves that we have. You know, they're still finding billions and billions of barrels of oil. By best estimates from last year, you know, we have 20 billion barrels of oil equivalent ready to go. You know, that is energy independence for the next 100 years. And yet we choose to fund these stupid windmills, which Trump has gone on about quite a lot, that are a complete eyesore. The vibrations are disrupting whale mating patterns. They're killing birds like no other. You know, they're like they're an environmentalist's worst nightmare, and they only have like a 10 or 15 year lifespan before they have to be chucked, and none of the actual materials are recyclable as well. So, you know, and also what I mentioned before as well is they used cost of difference contracts, right? So they lock in the energy prices that they sell the energy to the government back for the next 5 or 10 years. So if they're locking in wholesale prices in today's prices, that means that the government, if energy prices drop, the windmills will get to be able to sell their energy for record highs for the rest of their tenure. You know, energy prices will never, ever go down with windmills. And that's the key point there. You know, we're trying to move towards sustainability at an alarming rate. It's almost kind of like purposeful suicide. We're never going to compete with people like America in terms of sort of AI infrastructure, or really just a free sort of market economy if energy prices are too high.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, as always. Again, I hope you're enjoying these sort of daily uploads. Again, if you do want to help support the channel a bit more, as I said, the background's here. The more support we get, the better these episodes get, the more in-depth they get. So guys, please do, of course, become a member if you haven't already. Full uninterrupted podcasts as a member. So press join us next to the subscribe button. But if you can't, please do continue supporting by just hitting like and subscribe for more.